the upper valley in Chelan County is a gem.
It's a big, beautiful space with all kinds of amazing creatures.
We've got water sports, we've got great bike trails. This is the mecca for outdoor recreation.
It's something that's been so attractive for visitors from around the world to come and get a taste of.
It is such a luxury here that we have everything at our fingertips, and it's accessible for all of us.
But if we don't maintain local control of it, we might lose access across the board for the people that live here. Here's the deal. We've got 35,000 acres in Chelan County. It's kind of up for grabs, it's kind of not. These pieces of property have been logged in the past, they're reforested, some of them are growing, some of them aren't. We're trying to find the best use for these 35,000 acres.
So this is not a contiguous block of 35,000 acres. This is multiple parcels that are spread out throughout the county. Much of that is interwoven with federal land, Forest Service land.
Some of it's surrounded by DNR, some of it's surrounded by Forest Service, some of it's surrounded by private property.
No matter where you are in Chelan County, you're probably impacted in one way or another by the management of this land.
As a land manager, when we're working around these parcels in terms of managing broader landscapes for fire, it impedes our ability to manage these lands. It impedes our ability to firewise an entire area. Removing the checkerboard, makes us all more efficient in terms of our land management practices.
So we're trying to find the best use for these pieces and give the opportunity for the public to hopefully have a voice in what that new neighbor is going to look like.
These lands are currently held by Chinook Forest Partners. And I know that Chinook does not want to see this thing in a cycle of buy and sell by timber, right?
We need to make this work from a financial perspective, but the idea that that can happen in a way that provides this opportunity for the community to have more say in how the lands around them are managed, that's really what we would like to see come out of this.
So the opportunity window is open till 2030 for the Trust for Public Land, or TPL, to help facilitate the transfer of Chinook property, 35,000 acres, into the Forest Service, into the county if they want any.
It's been working forest land for generations, but the true value of this land is beyond the working forest value, with the community at large kind of having more say in how their surrounding landscape was managed.
Working together with TPL, it is an ability for all of us to come to the table and to say, what is most important to the community? What do we have riding on these decisions?
Housing and everything else taking up some of these areas that we want to recreate in. I think that's something that we all have to kind of be aware of. If you can get some of that acreage and it's not checkerboarded and you have access for people to get to it. I mean, we can have ORV trails, mountain bike trails, equestrian. I think it could be huge.
So finding the appropriate ownership for these pieces now, whether it be the Forest Service or DNR or county lands, so that we can have the multiple overlapping uses of these properties, is kind of our goal as the county. I think the option that TPL is giving us is once in a lifetime. It is a very rare opportunity that we actually as locals get to help decide what is going to happen to 35,000 acres that we all call our backyard.
35,000 acres is a whole lot of land, right? That if we can think about it together and managing it together, that we could serve all kinds of different purposes. As a land manager, it's exciting. We're always interested in protecting places that people love.
We have an opportunity right now to take this and run with it and purchase this property and keep it public.
But if we don't maintain local control of it, then we're kind of at the whims of a developer or a big organization coming in and locking that land away.
One outcome is a whole bunch of houses in the middle of nowhere that are not safe places for houses with the fire risk that we have now. The other part is that we're going to be locked out, right? If it goes to private ownership, the first thing that's going to happen is a gate is going to go up with a lock on it, and no one's going to be able to use it.
So we have a rolling option agreement, and we have to perform on that option agreement starting 2025. Otherwise, we will lose that option agreement to purchase the rest of it. So the sense of urgency comes for 2025 being a year away now. We are working hard to secure funds for this initial step by 2025. We also need to come to an agreement with a landowner. Thankfully, it looks like the U.S. Forest Service is willing to take this land management on.
What we're trying to do is get this land purchased, and then we can argue about what we're going to do with it. So let's just get it anchored so that we know that we have the control for the future of it.
With that said, we also need political will and funding and the long-term landowners to show up.
I would say if you care about this land at all, for any reason, that now's the time to use your voice and now's the time to do it. This will be gone if we don't move.